Of today's game.
Yes!
Who's in the starting lineup?
Come on, son. You got to get out there and take the mound. It's game time.
What does the skipper have to say?
It's an attitude. You got to be willing to defend. You got to be willing to base run, or you can't play here.
It's the leadoff show powered by the Potawatomi Sportsbook with Tommy Wortz on 1250 AM and 105.7 FM, The Fan.
Welcome into the leadoff show live from the 1250 AM, 105.7 FM, The Fan studios, powered by the Potawatomi Sportsbook. Tommy Wortz here with you, getting you caught up all things Brewers Rangers ahead of first pitch today. It'll be Jose Quintana going up against Jacob Latz of the Texas Rangers. First pitch 7:05 today from Globe Life Field in Arlington, Texas. Game number 145 on the season for the Brewers. Grant Anderson reinstated from the 15-day IL. The team has optioned Craig Yoho to AAA Nashville.
Looking up, and it is gone.
It's almost time for the first pitch. Let's see who's in today's starting lineups. Brought to you by Lakeland University. Experience it your way. Visit lakeland.edu. It's the leadoff show powered by the Potawatomi Sportsbook on 1250 AM and 105.7 FM, The Fan.
Thanks again to Lakeland University for being a part of the leadoff show. Experience it your way, lakeland.edu. First up lineup for Texas today. Wyatt Langford in left field will lead things off in left field. Cody Freeman in right field to bat second. Josh Young, the third baseman, will bat third. Jake Berger is playing first base, batting fourth today. Dylan Moore at second base will bat fifth. Kyle Higashioka, the DH, will bat sixth. Jonah Heim is the catcher, batting seventh. Michael Hellman, the center fielder, will bat eighth. Ezekiel Duran, the shortstop, will bat ninth. Now for the Milwaukee Brewers. Bryce Terang will lead things off. He's at second base. Jackson Churio in left field will bat second. William Contreras, the catcher, will bat third. Christian Yelich is back in the lineup today. He is the DH, batting fourth. Andrew Vaughn at first base, batting fifth. Caleb Durbin at third base will bat sixth. Sal Frelick in right field, batting seventh today. Blake Perkins in center field will bat eighth. Rounding things out, the shortstop batting ninth, Joey Ortiz. Well, while everyone was so occupied with Packer news over the last 24 hours, the Brewers wrapped things up in Pittsburgh, had a nice little sweep in Pittsburgh as well, and a big win yesterday for the Crew, and some confidence booster for a couple other people as well. As you heard the news here on the leadoff show, Grant Anderson reinstated from the 15-day IL. Craig Yoho option back down to AAA Nashville. The Brewers' magic number to clinch a postseason berth is 2 over the Reds and 3 over the Giants, who share the same record. The Brewers won the season series against Cincinnati, and they lost the season series to San Francisco. Now a 7.5 game lead after the game yesterday over the Chicago Cubs. Well, that must mean they won, right? Well, I'll tell you right now.
Did you miss the last game? Did you miss what was said after the last game? It's time to rewind. It's the leadoff show powered by the Potawatomi Sportsbook on 1250 AM and 105.7 FM, The Fan.
It was two young, highly touted prospects in their respective organizations. Jacob Mizorowski going up against Bubba Chandler, a tale of two pitchers for sure. In the first inning, Bryce Terang singled the lead off the game. Isaac Collins a single, and then a walk to William Contreras. The bases were loaded before an out was recorded. The Brewers would get a run, too, before that because of Jake Bauers.
Bauers pulls it down the line. That's going to get into the corner. In to score, Terang. Right behind him, Collins. And Bauers with a belly flop into second. It's a 2 RBI double. And the Brewers strike first.
Getting hot at the right time, Jake. Highlights courtesy FanDuel Sports Network. The next man up was Andrew Vaughn. He got in on the RBI action as well.
You would think down the stretch. Here's Vaughn with a base hit to right. That's going to score Contreras. Bauers will be held at third, and the line keeps moving here. Andrew Vaughn with an RBI single. It's 3-0 Milwaukee.
Caleb Durbin would ground into a double play, the next man up, but another run would come around and score. The Brewers put up a 4 spot in the first inning. In the first inning for Miz, he would lead things off with a couple of walks and then get a nice fielder's choice and a double play, a couple of ground balls to help him out. He would get through the first inning unscathed. In the second, the Brewers put up another run. Danny Jansen would double. Joey Ortiz would single. But then, however, a wild pitch while he was at the plate would allow Jansen to come home and score, making things 5-0. Later on, in the third inning, after Miz would give up a run via the single to Yover Peguero, it was 5-1 in the top part of the third. Couple men on, and Blake Perkins put a nice charge into a ball to get one to come across.
Oh, that ball's hit well into deep left center field, and it is over the head of Bay. Coming in to score is Bowers. Vaughn will be stopped at third. Blake Perkins puts a charge into one into deep left center.
Joey Ortiz grounds into a fielder's choice. Perkins came around to score. Vaughn came around to score. Perkins then at third.
Terang pulls it through. Base hit. This is going to bring in 2 more as Bryce Terang delivers with his second hit. And the Brewers have busted it wide open in the third inning. Another 4 spot.
2 4-run innings made things 9-1. Mizorowski had a great day going for him throughout this, pitched into and completed the 7th inning. 7 innings, 3 hits, 8 strikeouts, just 1 earned run, just 1 walk or 2 walks rather for Jacob Mizorowski. Bubba Chandler, meanwhile, wearing it on the chin. 2 2/3, 9 earned runs, 9 hits allowed. The Brewers had 14 hits in the contest. Closing things out, it was a combination of our guy Yoel Payamps, who would give up a run, and then Craig Yoho getting 2 strikeouts in the bottom of the 9th. 10-2 the final after the Brewers got one to come across from a Danny Jansen ground out, and they didn't even hit a homer, and they put up 10 runs. Jacob Mizorowski now 5-2 on the season. Bubba Chandler suffers his first career loss, 2-1 to the Crew.
Who is the MVP of the last game for the Crew? Who stood out the most? Let's find out. It's the Leadoff Show, powered by the Potawatomi Sportsbook on 1250 AM and 105.7 FM. The Fan.
Couple of performances to note for sure on this one. Bryce Terang, 2 hits, 2 RBI, and on top of it, he walked twice, getting on base 4 times. Always a good day for Bryce Terang. A hit from Collins, a hit from Contreras. Jake Bowers, 2 for 4 with the first runs coming across, came around to score 3 times. Andrew Vaughn, 4-hit performance. He's now hitting .308 with Milwaukee after struggling a little bit in the middle of this between when he came up on July 7th. Back end of August wasn't necessarily too kind to him. Perkins, 2 hits. Jansen got a hit. Joey Ortiz got a hit. The only man, Caleb Durbin, was 0 for 5 in the game. We said all of the hitters in the lineup, but Jacob Mizorowski, when you go 7 innings, 3 hits, 1 earned run, 8 strikeouts, 108 pitches, becoming a big leaguer right in front of your eyes. Jacob Mizorowski is the MVP of the game. Here he is speaking to the media after the game.
What did Mookie come out and tell you in that first mound visit to help you kind of settle in?
Good for you, man. I honestly don't remember.
Okay, well, how did you settle in?
I think it was just me and Dano just found a rhythm and just ran with it. And, curveball fastball was working really well, so we just rolled with it.
Murph said it felt like you got your sequencing together. How did you and Danny get on the same page today?
I think it was just like we both trust each other, and he knew I was going to land the curveball, and that we were getting swings on it too, so it helped a lot.
We've seen you not get too frustrated after the games that haven't gone well, but did you need this? Do you feel like you needed a game like this?
Yeah, I think you need every game that goes well. I think it's always good whenever, you have everything falling into place. But, the start was a struggle, but we got it under control.
is after the 6th inning. Was there any doubt in your mind that you would get a chance to go for the 7th? Did you have to lobby at all, or how did that go?
No, it was pretty straightforward. They're pretty okay with it. But, the long innings started to happen, and, we got bases loaded, so there was someone up, but, it was all good.
How important is that, do you think, to push the pitch count where you did and just get through it?
Yeah, really important. I think, I think maybe the highest I've thrown all year. So, yeah. So there you go. There's it's always good to push the limits, but, it's just even better that I was coming off that rough stretch, back there and, finally figuring it out.
It's a small moment in the game, but you were straight away from immaculate inning in the 4th inning. Did you even know that?
No, I had no clue. I was just throwing.
I think it was against Bart. He put some good at-bats against you today, didn't he?
Yeah, he did. Really good bats.
Yeah.
Miz, how are you feeling physically at this point? Like, today was 7 innings for the first time, 108 career high, and you're now at, innings numbers you've never been at before, and to be doing it at this level, just where are you at physically?
Great. Ready to go.
You're at the point now where you're a grizzled veteran. What would you say to Bubba Chandler, who's probably disappointed that his first start went the way it did? What's the key to bouncing back from those in the big leagues?
I mean, I wouldn't say I'm anywhere near a veteran at this point. I mean, how many starts am I in? Maybe 12? I was going to say 8. No, I think the biggest thing is, just keep going. I mean, I had a few rough ones, and, you're here for a reason, so you're going to figure it out. But I think, just keep going.
He didn't have his best stuff today, like you're saying, but do you personally get up for those types of matchups, whether it's you versus him, you versus Skeens, those other young guys? Do you get up for those?
Yeah, I mean, of course. I mean, it's always cool to face up against guys like that, and like going against Kershaw is cool. It's anyone in this game it's going to be fun. All these guys have made it to this level, and it's it's hard enough to make it here, and it's always going to be fun to face up and guy across the field.
There is Jacob Mizorowski speaking to the media after the game. That audio courtesy of Adam McCalvey. It is the leadoff show. Tommy Wortz here with you, getting you caught up. All things Brewers, Rangers ahead of first pitch today, 7:05. Jose Quintana going up against Jacob Latz. 7 innings for Miz, a new career high. Last time he completed 6 innings. You have to go back to that Dodger Kershaw start he mentioned. He went 6 innings in that one, 4 hits, 1 earned run. That was the 12 strikeout game for Jacob Mizorowski. So it's good to see he can work late into games. He was still hitting 100 near the 7th inning as well. So Jacob Mizorowski, a massive performance in the right bounce back direction. I mean, his ERA loses almost half a point with that performance, went from 4.5 to 4.09. I don't know if he's going to be a starter when it comes to the postseason. I anticipate and assume he will not, but it's good to know they have that option, and obviously the future is much more important as well with Mizorowski. After the game was over, the manager, Pat Murphy, speaking on Miz's start, and also you heard the Bubba Chandler comments at the end. Murphy had some words for him as well.
I thought Miz got on track, around the 4th inning, and Jansen deserves a lot of credit for that, and he straightened out his sequencing and everything else and got him under control, and I thought he really settled down and pitched well.
There was, in the first inning, obviously, walking a couple guys after a big lead is exactly what he didn't want.
It's all the experience getting through it, all learning about all that and how that goes, and yeah, that's all part of it.
Or for him to settle down the way that he did and retire the last 13 and I think it was 14 to 15 overall. What kind of rhythm did he get into?
Yeah, that's just it. He got into a good rhythm of we're gonna, benefit from me working quick and keep going. We're up a bunch of runs. I can't walk people, and he found himself, and really important because that's what it takes.
What went into the decision to stretch him out, to get him through 7?
Because he was going so good, all of a sudden he looked like his tempo was good. He was on time. And I'm like, why would we take him out? He's as good as he's looked. The 4th, 5th, and 6th and 7th were better than the first 3. I was concerned in the first 3. I was concerned.
Today too, how big is that to rest the bullpen as well?
Yeah, that's, obviously this time of year, that's crucial where you can get, you don't have to go to your main leverage guys.
Well, the other thing is he was kicking up the mound a bunch during that game, that landing spot. And that at times is kind of like maybe, I don't know if it ticks him off or just, it seems at times that's been like a thing. Do you just feel like he has gotten better at getting by those little annoyances?
Yeah, I mean, I think that's, he's got a microscope on him from all you guys, right? Because he started so good and got so much attention for himself. And he's learning to pitch in the big leagues. And he's learning that now he's over the amount of innings he's ever pitched, the amount of pitches he's ever thrown. And he's doing it on a big league stage when there's a lot on the line. So I can only tell you this is a great learning experience for him, and he answered the bell today and did a very, very nice job. Did he pitch great? No. Did he, in a normal circumstance, could he have been out of that game early? Yeah. But he settled in and showed that he has the resiliency to make those adjustments.
Bubba Chandler is kind of their Miz. What did you think about your guys' approach against him?
Kid's got great stuff. I mean, he's got great stuff. He didn't have it today, but you look at the walk of Contreras in the first inning, or whatever inning that was. It's key to the whole inning. You know what I mean? Not chasing. And that when a pitcher doesn't have his best stuff and the fastball isn't playing up the way it normally does, But that kid's, he looks phenomenal.
There is Pat Murphy speaking to the media after yesterday's game. That audio courtesy FanDuel Sports Network. The leadoff show, Tommy Wortz here with you. Brewers looking to get their 90th win of the season. It would be the 11th time in franchise history the Brewers would reach that 90 win total. They've been phenomenal on the road. They have the best record in Major League Baseball, 43-29 on the road this season, including 33-11 in their last 44 road games now for the Crew. Coming up on the show, we will talk to Austin Herdina over at the Potawatomi Sportsbook. If you guys want to make any bets, get any action on the game, we'll go over the betting odds courtesy of the Potawatomi Sportsbook, plus all the other fun things happening over at Potawatomi Hotel and Casino. Drew Wagner will join the program just over 20 minutes or so from now as we'll go inside the clubhouse presented by Focus Baseball. Ask him a little bit about yesterday's game with the Miz and then get you guys ready for Brewers Rangers. Plus our Building a Winner feature. It's going to be close. Like, we got two seasons that ended yesterday. It's going to bring a tear to my eye because we've been following these guys for quite some time now here. And we've already made it through 3 minor league seasons. Now we're about to complete 2 more, just 2 left for Milwaukee and their affiliates. It is the leadoff show live from the 1250 AM 105.7 FM The Fan studios, powered by the Potawatomi Sportsbook. We'll be right back with Austin Herdina.
Looking up, and it is gone.
It's almost time for the first pitch. Let's see who's in today's starting lineups. Brought to you by Lakeland University. Experience it your way. Visit lakeland.edu. It's the leadoff show powered by the Potawatomi Sportsbook on 1250 AM and 1057 FM The Fan.
Welcome back to the leadoff show. Tommy Wortz here with you live from the 1250 AM, 1057 FM The Fan studios, powered by the Potawatomi Sportsbook. Before we get to Austin Herdina over at the Potawatomi Sportsbook, Brewers lineup again in case you missed it earlier in the show. Bryce Terang at second base to lead things off. Jackson Churio in left field will bat second. William Contreras, the catcher, will bat third. Christian Yelich, the DH, back to the lineup batting fourth. Andrew Vaughn at first base will bat fifth. Caleb Durbin at third base bats sixth today. Sal Frelick in right field batting seventh. Blake Perkins in center field will bat eighth. Joey Ortiz rounds things out. He is the shortstop batting ninth.
At the wall, looking up, see you later.
Let's get the latest on today's odds for the game. What's the best way to go? Let's check in with our expert from the Potawatomi Sportsbook to find out. It's the leadoff show powered by the Potawatomi Sportsbook on 1250 AM and 1057 FM, The Fan.
Joining the show now, as he does each and every day, you can find him over at the Potawatomi Sportsbook because he's the manager of the Potawatomi Sportsbook on the Fan Guest Hotline, powered by Gruber Law. Austin Herdina joining us on the leadoff show. How are we doing today, Austin?
We're doing good. Nice to hear from you, Tommy.
Good to hear from you as well. Before we get into any baseball talk, it's Monday. It's the day after football, so everyone's curious. I mean, how was it yesterday? First week of NFL slate back over at the Potawatomi Sportsbook.
It was awesome. I mean, we had such a fun time. I'll tell you what, though, our pockets are hurting a little bit at the sportsbook today. We've been paying out people nonstop.
Yeah.
We took a beating yesterday.
Okay.
The bettors did very well.
That's things that they like to hear, right? Absolutely. So go on down, go over to the Potawatomi Sportsbook. Week 1 sounds like it was favor of the people. So go ahead next time, get over there. Make sure you guys book your next watch party and reservation over at the Potawatomi Sportsbook on their website, so you guys can go and watch some action for future weeks of football too. Plus, early before the Packer game and during that first slate, Austin, the Brewers were out there beating the pants off of the Pittsburgh Pirates. 10 runs yesterday. Jacob Mizorowski goes 7. All good news in Wisconsin sports, it felt like, Austin.
Yeah, Brewers get off to a hot start early. Gosh, I mean, I feel like the first time I looked up, we were up a few runs already.
Yeah, it was a 4-run inning right off the rip. That'll do it.
Yeah, and it wasn't really much of a sweat either way. If you were cheering for the Brewers or the Packers, just really good games from both teams. Looking forward to this Thursday already. We got just a couple more days till another Packer game.
That's going to be
tonight,
awesome.
But tonight we got the Brewers.
Yeah.
We're in Texas against the Rangers, a team that we've beaten 6 times in a row.
Ooh,
I don't know if you're aware of that.
I was not. Well, betting odds courtesy of the Potawatomi Sportsbook have the Brewers favored today to get to win number 90 at -120. -1.5 will get you +143 on the run line, and over at 8.5 today. Austin, what are you looking at today, courtesy of the Potawatomi Sportsbook?
This Brewers team is something special, and I think we have a chance to go on a run here this month and get to 100 wins. I don't know what's the franchise record for wins.
96.
Do you have any idea?
96.
All right, I think we're going to at least get that.
Okay.
I think we can do that. 100 would be awesome, though. It'd be something that we'd look back for a long time about this Brewers team.
100 would be great. Yes, I will root for it. I'm just hopeful that just get to 97, get to 90 today. Like, can we just put this out of our misery with Chicago? It's 7.5 game lead now.
I'm not really worried. Are you worried about it?
No, I'm not really worried. I just want them to be sad faster. Like, on top of that, that's more where I'm at with it, Austin.
You probably want the Bears to lose tonight too, right? You just want all Chicago sadness.
I don't know. I live with a Vikings fan, so it's really just a lose-lose situation for me either way. So I will root for like the longest lightning delay of all time, because we've seen those a bunch this weekend.
Well, that's a tough break, Tommy, but they always have the White Sox in Chicago. You can feel bad about
right,
if you want.
right. Betting odds
But
today.
yeah.
Are you going with Brewers money line, I assume, then?
I'm going to the Brewers money line, and I like Bryce Terang to get a hit. He's
Yeah.
at the top of the order. He's batting .293 this year.
He's nuts.
I think he's a guy that, he could do some damage here and get close to that 300 mark for the season. Getting to 300 is something that a leadoff hitter, back in the day, like that was, you expected it to be about 300 for a leadoff hitter. And nowadays it's not many guys are hitting 300. So if he were to get to that, that would just be an awesome personal accomplishment for him. And then Jose Quintana, he's been doing all right this year, but he's not a huge strikeout pitcher. I think he can help us win today, but I don't think he's going to get a lot of strikeouts. So I like under 4.5. So to recap, we got Brewers on the money line, Terang to get a hit, and Quintana under 4.5 strikeouts, plus 270 on the parlay.
Plus 270, courtesy of the Potawatomi Sportsbook. Brewers money line, Terang to record a hit, Quintana under 4.5 over at Potawatomi. Austin, you guys still got some reservations for Thursday for week 1. If they want to do that, how do they make a reservation? What else is coming up here too? Did I say week 1? I meant week 2 here on Thursday. What else is coming up over at Potawatomi that people need to know about?
Yeah. Week 2 kicks off Thursday, and the Packers are playing. It's a home game at Lambeau against Washington. We have reservations that can be booked. You go to Potawatomi.com. You choose Sportsbook, and then go to the reservations. You'll see the date you want to choose, and then you'll choose how many people in your party, what kind of table you want, etc. You're going to put the deposit down towards your food and beverage for the night. It's going to be fun. It's a Packer game that I personally will not be at the Sportsbook Thursday night because I am going to the game. I'll be
nice.
at Lambeau Field.
That'll be awesome.
Yeah, I don't get to many games, especially working in the Sportsbook. I'm there on Sundays most of the time, so gotta if I'm gonna go to a Packer game, I gotta find one on a Thursday or a Monday. So heading there on Thursday. But yeah, we're gonna have so much fun Thursday night in the Sportsbook. Just yesterday, if any of you guys were there, you know how fun it was. It's a rowdy time. It's fun to cheer with the other people in the room. It's fun. It's fun. So if you wanna join us, head to Potawatomi.com, go to Sportsbook and reservations, and book your table.
Very nice. Austin Herdina over at the Potawatomi Sportsbook. Well, enjoy the rest of your night. We'll talk again tomorrow. And of course, go Brewers, my friend.
Go Brewers.
There he is, Austin Herdina over at the Potawatomi Sportsbook. One more time, his parlay for the people, in case you missed it. Brewers money line, Bryce Terang over 0.5 hit, Quintana under 4.5 strikeouts. We'll pay plus 270, courtesy of the Potawatomi Sportsbook.
Who's hurt? Who's getting close to coming back? Let's check out today's injury report. It's the Leadoff Show, powered by the Potawatomi Sportsbook on 1250 AM and 105.7 FM, The Fan.
Well, I don't have much injury news to update you with other than, Christian Yelich returns to the lineup today. That's a big one. But the reason I clicked on this is to look ahead. So tomorrow, the Brewers have a starter listed as TBA. Well, do some digging. Kurt Hogue tells us that Chad Patrick has a locker for the series in Texas, but also so does Rhys Hoskins. Yes, so the decision on Rhys Hoskins will be made tomorrow. He's going to be with the club, but the corresponding move, again, is what we will hear tomorrow. Now, there's a couple different scenarios you could do here. It's a DFA of Jake Bauers. You're cutting him, but he's been about as hot as he's been all year at the perfect time. There is a move that might send Anthony Siegler down, but then you got to carry 3 first basemen. I think that move makes the most sense to me. And the reason why I say that is because actually of what Andrew Monasterio's been able to do and how he's been able to really evolve this year. Once we saw him get some usual playing time, he's done an all right job. And I think the Brewers would be confident in either having Mona or, remember, Joey Ortiz playing a sort of backup third baseman role and giving really Caleb Durbin just the keys to the Ferrari of third base. He should have it. I really believe that. I know yesterday, not a great example for that. And maybe Pat Murphy didn't really speak much on it afterwards as well. But I think that if the Brewers are going to make a move to bring Rhys Hoskins back up, it's between Jake Bauers gets DFA'd and Siegler gets sent back down. I don't think Vaughn's getting touched. He's been on fire since he's been a Brewer. He's been 308 since July 7th. You want to send him down? No. I mean, that's 2 months of very solid baseball from Andrew Vaughn. He's not going anywhere. I don't care that it's a righty bat for a righty bat. I just don't see it. Now, Jake Bauers is a lefty bat and provides good pinch hit ability, plays a solid first base at defense. I mean, fine first base, I should say. I won't go solid, maybe. Has some outfield flexibility. And the vibe just seems to be that Pat Murphy does not want to cut Jake Bauers. I don't think that's going to happen. Siegler, on the other hand, I don't expect him to be on the club because we really haven't seen a whole lot out of him since he's been up here. Siegler has transitioned to a strictly lefty bat. He does not bat right-handed anymore for this team. And he really hasn't provided a whole lot at third base. He's a minus defender compared to Caleb Durbin. He's a minus defender compared to Andrew Monasterio. And he might have the worst bat on the, 13 guys up with the club right now as well. 14, I guess, with the extra man. I would think that this might be the last day on the big league roster for Anthony Siegler. I don't think they're going to get rid of Jake Bauers. I just don't. I don't know why. I just don't. You heard Steve Sparky Pfeiffer talking about it on Wisconsin Sports Daily earlier today. They were working out Isaac Collins in the infield. I don't think he's going to make that move this year necessarily, but he did come up as an infielder. Would they be interested in trying to throw him at second base? Something along those lines, moving around. I don't know if it happens later in the year. I'll talk to Drew Wagner about it. He's coming up in about 7 minutes or so. It is the leadoff show. Tommy Wortz here with you, getting you caught up on all things Brewers Rangers. But before we continue on with the big leagues,
the key to building a winner in baseball is a strong minor league system. Who are the names we should know? How did they play in their last game? Ironworkers Local 8 brings you Building a Winner. Building Milwaukee's future, one beam at a time. Apply now at iwl8.org.
Yes, time for another Building a Winner feature presented by Ironworkers Local 8. Thanks again to Ironworkers Local 8 for being a part of the leadoff show all season long. I got some freaking news for you guys today, but we will have to wait just a little bit because we always start things off with AAA.
Nashville Sounds.
Yeah, Nashville yesterday won a 9-7 over the Norfolk Tide. Stuart Baroa had a homer. He went 2 for 5 in the contest. Tyler Black 1 for 3 with a double. And Luis Urias, yes, old friend, first homer with AAA Nashville in the victory yesterday. The Brewers signed him to a minor league contract back on September 1st. He's 6 for 15. He's batting .400 since joining the club. 3 extra base hits now as well. He was on the big league club, played 330 games across 4 seasons with the Brewers. Of course, we just heard as well, Rhys Hoskins not going to play at AAA Nashville anymore because sounds like he has a big league locker ready for him in Texas.
Biloxi Shuckers.
I had to go a little fast through Nashville because this is the best. This is the exciting news. Jesus Mate was called up to AA Biloxi on Monday after spending just 27 games with Class A Wisconsin. The number 5 prospect per MLB Pipeline was called up for the Timber Rattlers on August 3rd after beginning his season with Carolina. In the 27 games with the T-Rats, Mate was .343 batting average, .415 on base percentage, and he slugged .500. He had 11 extra base hits, including 7 doubles and 2 homers during that stretch. He drew 13 walks. He had 12 RBIs. He was the Midwest player of the league. During his tenure, he was the 4th ranked highest OPS during that time. He will become the youngest player in Biloxi Shuckers history. Yes, at just 18 years old, Jesus Made, now the youngest player in Biloxi history. Plus, yesterday the Shuckers won 4-1 over the Pensacola Blue Wahoos. Blake Burke 2 for 4, another homer. Guy has been insane since August 2nd. That's when he joined Biloxi. 308 batting average, 558 slugging, 8 homers in that time, 940 OPS, leads the Southern League since he has been up with the team. Let's get over to the T-Rats, hey?
Wisconsin Timber Rattlers.
Timber Rattlers, they lost 5-1, and why not just pop this in here too while I'm at it?
Carolina Mudcats.
Yeah, the reason why I'm going with both of them is because we had a victory for Carolina, we had a loss for Wisconsin, but that's it. That was their season finale. 2 seasons wrap up. A-ball is over. Carolina, it was their last game under the name Mudcats. As you know, they are relocating to nearby Wilson, North Carolina, and they will be the Wilson Warbirds for the 2026 season. Josiah Ragsdall was 1 for 3 in the final game. Luis Lameda, 2 for 4 as well. But no more single A baseball for the rest of the year. What a bummer, man. This has been a hell of a ride we've got here. But we have some more Jesus Mades. He's going to play in some playoff baseball in Nashville. Has about the rest of this series and one more series until their season concludes as well. This Building a Winner feature presented by Ironworkers Local 8, building Milwaukee's future one beam at a time. Coming up, we'll talk to Drew Wagner, Forbes Sports, pick his brain a little bit, see what's going on inside the clubhouse, presented by Focus Baseball. It is the leadoff show live from the 1250 AM, 105.7 FM The Fan Studios, powered by the Potawatomi Sportsbook.
Looking up, and it is gone.
It's almost time for the first pitch. Let's see who's in today's starting lineups. Brought to you by Lakeland University. Experience it your way. Visit lakeland.edu. It's the leadoff show powered by the Potawatomi Sportsbook on 1250 AM and 1057 FM The Fan.
Welcome back to the leadoff show. Tommy Wortz here with you live from the 1250 AM 1057 FM The Fan studios, powered by the Potawatomi Sportsbook. Before we get over to Drew Wagner, Forbes Sports, Brewers lineup one more time in case you missed it earlier in the program. Bryce Terang at second base to lead things off. Jackson Churio in left field will bat second. William Contreras, the catcher, will bat third. Christian Yelich, the DH, bats fourth today. Andrew Vaughn at first base batting fifth. Caleb Durbin, the third baseman, will bat sixth. Sal Frelick in right field bats seventh today. Blake Perkins in center field will bat eighth. Joey Ortiz, the shortstop, rounds things out. He will bat ninth.
What's the latest on the crew? Let's go inside the clubhouse with Drew Wagner of Forbes Sports on the leadoff show, powered by the Potawatomi Sportsbook on 1250 AM and 1057 FM The Fan. Inside the clubhouse is brought to you by Focus Baseball. Join their fall mini camps at focusbaseball.com.
Joining the show now, as he does each and every day, you can follow his work at Forbes Sports. Follow him on Twitter at @ByAndrewWagner. It is Drew Wagner on the Fan Guest Hotline, powered by Gruber Law. Mr. Wagner, happy Monday. How are we?
Hello.
Hello.
La, la, la.
Yes, namaste.
Namaste. Namaste. Just got out of yoga. I should take you along sometime.
I would do it. I really would.
All right.
Let me know.
Set it up. We'll either Saturday morning or Tuesday night. We'll get it. We'll get you in there.
Okay.
We'll get Tommy in there.
All right. Tommy Yoga on track. What were you saying?
No, I'm just saying I still can't believe you haven't seen Seinfeld because hello, it's hilarious.
I know. I did that to you, and I said it was my Mrs. Doubtfire impression. I feel like that's like similar energy. You and Jack Stern and Kurt, like all you guys, I feel like I'm just a Seinfeld away from being super best friends.
Well, like Kurt doesn't know anything about me and Jack's stupidity.
Okay.
Like Kurt he knows Taylor Swift, and that's about it.
Okay. All right.
He has no pop culture knowledge. That and the Badgers choking in a national championship game. That's the extent of Kurt's existence.
Yeah, Kurt, another fellow Madison guy like myself here. So Kurt Hogue, I actually had a little bit of help today from our conversation earlier, Drew, and I'll bring it into the leadoff show. Our good friend Teacher Tom tweeting at Mr. Kurt Hogue today, and that he will tell him about what we spoke about. And that conversation was, is Bryce Terang going to get MVP votes this year, Drew? Because the more and more I think about it, there's no reason he can't finish 20th in MVP voting this year, right?
I mean, he should.
Yeah.
He should definitely get consideration. Back in the good old days when I was a part of the tight butt old sports writers club.
BBWBA, or what is it? Yeah, okay. I got it.
The BSWBA, whatever.
Got it.
My rule of thumb was always, because everyone's got their own, all right, let me backtrack for a second. On the ballot.
Yes.
On the ballot, it says, which player is most valuable to his team? It doesn't say which player has the best offensive statistic. It doesn't say which has anything like that. Which player is most valuable to his team, and then leaves the discretion of that direction up to the voter.
Okay.
My rule of thumb was always, if I took this player away from his team, where would this team be? Like that was the end of the day. That's what decided my vote.
Okay.
Obviously, in this case, listen, there's no doubt about it. You take Shohei Ohtani away from the Dodgers, they're probably a disaster. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it.
Sure.
But by that same guideline, you take Bryce Terang away from this Brewers team. Where is this Brewers team right now?
Oh, I mean,
I don't think they're anywhere sniffing the division. And that's not to say he's more important than anybody else, just as we've said all along. This is a sum is greater than the sum of the parts is greater than the whole, whatever you want to call it. But you take Bryce Terang away from this team, and what he's been able to do, both offensively and the hell of a jump that he's made, And then the way that he anchors that defense and fits anywhere in the lineup, I just think the Brewers are in rough shape if Bryce Terang isn't there.
Yeah, and you brought it up at the end, right? He's just batting wherever. He's back in the leadoff spot today. Churio, Contreras rounding out the top three, and now Christian Yelich returns, and he'll back cleanup today. Just a weekend rest. Did we hear any update on hey, he was feeling good yesterday, but didn't want to push it or anything? How do you expect to see Yelich back now after a couple of days off?
Well, noted mayonnaise enthusiast and fan of Barrel Man, Adam McKelvey, tweeted out a comment from our friend Christian Yelich. And this is pretty much, honestly, Tommy, this is what I expected. Here's what Yelich said. I was not worried about it for a second. My back is what he's referring to. I knew when I missed time that it was going to spiral out of control with the stories and narratives and all that stuff. There was not one thing that hurt it. It was just, I think I played in a lot in a short amount of time and wasn't feeling the greatest. Sometimes, remember, I did have back surgery, so you're going to have a few days where you're a little stiffer and sore than usual. It's kind of where we're at in the season. We just want to make sure that everything was all good going down the stretch. So like I thought all along, it was one of those things where, hey, you know what? He kind of jammed it a little bit. He's played a hell of a lot more than anybody anticipated going in. You gave him a couple days. He didn't feel completely 100% yet. You were going up against the Pirates. You have plenty of depth. Let's just sit him through the weekend. Let's just give him a week-long blow and let him just get off his feet, get off his back, and just recover because we want him for the last 90 days or whatever it is, 60 days.
Yeah, and exactly what you got out of Christian Yelich in the first half is what they're looking to replicate after this and what you are looking to get after this back injury and later on as well. Drew Wagner, Forbes Sports, joining us here on the Leadoff Show. Follow him on Twitter @by Andrew Wagner. Drew, what if the Brewers were making their own sort of ballot, right? Is Bryce Terang up high on that list, but just even Yelich in this lineup every day, even in the clubhouse as the guy who's kind of showing if he's the guy who's getting paid a lot of money and he is the superstar on this team, to not have that and to have that humble attitude that he does have, there's got to be some value in that too, Drew.
Yeah, there really is. And listen, we've heard Murph talk about this, and we've heard a lot of the guys talk about this. They really admire the way that Christian Yelich leads this team, and a lot of it is just by his work ethic, his humility, his attitude, his professionalism, his approachability. We think leader again. We think of Willy Adames on top of the railing waving a towel. That's the common, perception of leadership. But seeing a guy like Yelich, who's been there, done that, won the batting title, won the MVP, hasn't been to a World Series yet, but has done just about everything but. You see him come in every day, win or lose, 4 for 4 or 0 for 5, and he's going about his business the same way, with a professional attitude, not bigger than anybody else, doesn't let the paycheck get to his head. That's leadership. He sets an example. He sets a tone. And I think a lot of those young guys have embraced it and tried to emulate it.
Yeah, and that's what it feels like. It feels like they are trying to emulate it. The imitation is the highest form of flattery approach with Yelich and his attitude towards being a big league ball player. Speaking of, we got some more news. It sounds like Chad Patrick going to come up for the to-be-announced start for the Brewers tomorrow. And, of course, the decision with Rhys Hoskins and his role. He has a locker in Texas, we are being told. Do we have any speculation? And is it just 2 moves that are possible? Is it the possibility to DFA Jake Bauers, or is it the move to send back down Anthony Siegler? Is there any other scenario in your head, Drew?
You know what? I'm at the point now where it is not even worth my brain power, because you think what makes sense, what's logical, what's the most obvious, and then something comes out of left field.
Sure.
So, yeah, on paper, all of that seems to make a whole hell of a lot of sense, but you never know what could happen in the game today. You never know what could happen on the way to the ballpark. Goofy things happen. Maybe there's something we don't know about. Maybe someone's back is barking and needs to go on the aisle. Who knows? That probably would make the most sense, but we'll have to wait and see tomorrow.
What about with this move with Yoho going down with Grant Anderson coming back. If they are to bring up Chad Patrick, like where does your brain go first with that move?
What did I just say?
I know. I was just trying to squeeze it out of you.
Example number one. There's example number one. Like, you think that if Brant Anderson's coming back, who's the first guy you think is going to get let go? You're thinking Piamps, right?
Yeah, I guess.
That was what I thought would be happening. And to see Yoho going down was a little shocking to me, to say the least. I thought this is a guy that, with a somewhat of a leash, could be a guy that could help this team, and he needs the big league experience. So I was surprised to see that. That's one of those moves. Like, you think everything lines up there. Okay, you DFA Piamps and let Yoho get his feet wet, but it goes to show you never know what's going to happen.
You never know, and Drew Wagner doesn't like to speculate. The lineup isn't his lineup. The roster's not his roster. I just want to see if I can squeeze out some thoughts. That's all right, Drew.
I'm a newspaper man, Tommy. I'm not a hot take artist like Bart Stinkler.
Yes. Drew, Quintana on the bump against Texas today. I know you're not a betting man either, but the line was, I believe, 16 and a half outs. The Brewers have had a very nice run of starting pitching over the last weekend in change. Does Quintana, is it okay if he only goes 5 innings today because of a bullpen well-rested type situation? Or do you think the Brewers are really going to continue to keep working out these starters, maybe push them a little harder than they have at any point during the season?
Well, first of all, you're only a bettor if you lose. Otherwise, you're a sports futures investor. Well, let's get that straight.
Okay.
As for starters, I mean, yeah, they could swallow it if he goes 5, but you still have 2 games to play before the off day. So ideally, you'd like to get the guy, through the 6th at least, and hopefully into the 7th. That would be ideal. Can't predict it, can't force it. Like, if the guy doesn't have it, you're not going to put yourself in a hole or risk, making him eat it and risk injury. But ideally, you'd like to get him through at least 6.
Yeah, that would be the plan. Every day from your starters. Quintana's been great at it. He's gone deep into ball games many times this year, looking to do the same today as he'll gear up for the Texas Rangers. Drew, thank you so much for popping on today. Enjoy the rest of your night. We'll do it again tomorrow.
Sounds good.
There he is, Drew Wagner on the Fan Guest Hotline, powered by Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all. Make sure you follow him on Twitter @ByAndrewWagner. Follow his work at Forbes Sports as well if you want to keep up with Drew Wagner.
How does the Crew win today's game? Who needs to step up? Let's find out with the keys to the game. It's the Leadoff Show, powered by the Potawatomi Sportsbook on 1250 AM and 105.7 FM, The Fan.
Keys to the game, how we always wrap things up here on the Leadoff Show. Looking at today, it's all about Christian Yelich, right? The return to the lineup. Where is he at after missing a couple of days, missing a weekend series in Pittsburgh? Make sure the back feels good. I don't want it to get tight every day, right? Let's get a nice hit out of Christian Yelich. Maybe an extra base hit. That wouldn't be bad. Christian Yelich drive a run in. Okay, there it is. We got there. A hit and an RBI from Yelich today. That is today's key to the game. Just want to make sure that everything looks good. And Caleb Durbin, let's get off that schneid after not getting a hit yesterday and being the only man in the lineup without one. 0 for 5 yesterday. I want you to earn it, big dog. Caleb Durbin, Christian Yelich, looking at those two today for today's keys to the game. That's going to do it for us here at The Fan. Make sure you guys are checking out all your favorite local shows here on The Fan, 105.7 FM, 1250 AM. Plus, you can listen on the Odyssey or iHeart podcast apps as well to any of your favorite fan programming. On top of that, go watch all your favorite shows. We are now on YouTube, The Fan Milwaukee, at The Fan Milwaukee on YouTube. Make sure you use that @ symbol if you want to find us. Search it up over there. Otherwise, it's youtube.com/@TheFanMilwaukee. Just had a lot of great Packer content all up there today. Make sure you go check out that. Ryan Wood was on the Mason Crosby Show. He's going to join the Mason Crosby Show now every Monday. And then we have a lot more to come starting tomorrow morning, 8 a.m. Andy Herman on the Pack-A-Day radio show. Mason Crosby show from 9 a.m. to 11. Tomorrow it'll be with me and Steve Sparky Pfeiffer. Thunder middays with Thunder as well will happen from 11 to 2. And then, of course, Wisconsin Sports Daily with Steve Sparky Pfeiffer from 2 to 5. Live from the 1250 AM, 105.7 FM, The Fan Studios, powered by the Potawatomi Sportsbook. Tommy Wortz been with you for the last hour. Jose Quintana, Jacob Latz for Brewers Rangers. Don't forget, send them home.